And just like that, we are back, y'all. Hey, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. And it's not gonna happen
Nope.
because Married to Medicine play too much. They do. They play way too much, y'all. We have a lot to talk about. Without further ado, I want to introduce my co-host, my BFF in the whole world. Mrs. Veshy is joining us today. If you are not subscribed to her channel, go ahead. It's in my description box. Any reality TV shows that we do not cover on my channel, we will cover on her channel. Starting with tomorrow with Love and Hip Hop, Miami and Atlanta. Y'all don't want to miss this because I show out on that channel because I don't have to watch my mind. So there we go. So welcome, like, comment, subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into the foolishness, y'all. So the episode starts off with the four doctors. We have, shout out to Naya making another live, y'all. That's my girl. So we have the four doctors, Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Alicia, Dr. Simone, Dr. Jackie, recapping about the little slumber party-esque, questionnaire-esque little party that they had. And they start talking about a lot of different things. But one of the things that came up was, where is this money of $150,000 that just went missing? And Heavenly was kind of like me. She got that shit hidden somewhere. I think everyone is kind of on the same accordance. Like she is putting it away just in case she may need to exit stage left. So, you know, what Heavenly did, and I hate that she did this because nobody needs to validate this crazy ass man and his antics. But Heavenly said that Dr. Kiva is just like Damon, but they, have to be the leader and have to, provide and everything. And I just allow him to do so because that's a man, that's my king. And I just want him to do that. And I'm just like, Heavenly, this is not the Flintstones, and you are not Wilma.
I think Heavenly honestly was probably just trying to be a friend to Alicia. They are both dentists. That is how Alicia is basically, that's who brought her into the group. But another half of me feels like Heavenly really does claim to respect it. There's some women who just have the dream of getting married, having kids, all of that. And then there's some women who have the dream of getting married and being a housewife, but still working when they won't. Having a man that's going to provide foundation and all of that. And I'm kind of that way as well. I feel like my man should be stable and I should be able to figure it out and all of that. But Kima is misogynist, in my opinion. He's got the wrong fucking clue when it comes to gender roles and all types of things like that in a relationship. And as someone who's African, I can say and call some type of bullshit. And you are not in Africa. You are here, married to an American woman. So I get what Heavenly was saying in terms of some of it, but Damon and you aren't hiding 150K from each other, boo.
No, so, I don't think. And here's the thing with that. I don't even think that Heavenly even has a plan B to get out of her situation, maybe if she had to. I don't even think that that's even a thought in her head, which we'll find out later on, in this episode. But I just feel like, no, if she does have that money hidden, it's because she knows at some point she's going to be able to take all she can take and be gone.
I think he's bad with money. I think he's bad with money, especially with the fact that he invested all of his money into something, lost all of the money, can't acknowledge the mistake and wants to continue investing in it. So yeah, I think he's actually the one that's bad with money. And because of that, she's probably handling bills and things like that without his knowledge. And he's just viewing it as money missing. I don't know. Kima just seemed like a shitty husband. I said it.
I'm going to say this. Because to me, I agree with he's bad with money. And I think that was a projection when he was saying that she was bad with money. I think that when she said that she wanted him to cash out of those cryptocurrency and investments, and when he didn't do it and they lost the money that, potentially could have been theirs, I think that is more to it than that. I think for him, he doesn't want a woman that's going to tell him what he can't do in a relationship. And like Nia Green said, me and him would be fussing and cussing every day because we would be, because I don't subscribe, even though I am a man, I do date men. And I am in a relationship with a man, But mine does not come to me and feels like he knows more than me. Like it just doesn't work that way. And
Yeah,
we need to get into a situation where just because he has a penis does not mean he knows more than you. And just
that's
because he
right.
has one does not mean that you have to submit every time he wants something to go his way. So if you can't do it, you can't do it. If you can do it, then we'll discuss it and feel and look at the pros and cons. But women have to start like to me, and I said this again, it's not like she came from this in her upbringing. She had a single mom. And as I said, sometimes psychology is a mug because the things that you saw in your childhood, you try to do the opposite of. So when you don't see your mother submitting to some man, you feel you need to do that because that's probably the reason why she didn't have one. When you see a man wanting to be controlled, well, you didn't see your mama get controlled by a man, so you feel like that must be the way to do it. And I feel like that's what we're looking at when we see her. I say this every time because I feel like I know what I'm looking at. And I want her because someone who is educated, not only a dentist, a doctor, she also has her real estate license. Like she does not need this man at the end of the day. So the fact that she's doing all of this and then trying to say that everyone should want to emulate this, it's like nobody should want to emulate this at all because what you're doing is you're submitting your control of what you do have of your own being. And that's what we're all mad at.
Hmm.
That's what we're all mad at. We're not mad at your marriage. We're mad at you're lowering your light so that his can shine. That's what we're talking about. I don't know
Yeah.
where she's confused at, but yeah, we're not talking about because she's really like online on interviews talking about people should want to emulate her marriage and that's what it should be. And it's like that's what's
Here's
going
the
to set us
thing.
back 50 years, man. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Nobody wants to feel like getting married means that they're going to lose control or that they're going to have to settle or put their happiness to the side in any ways and everything without attacking them individually that we've seen between this couple as in their marriage when they're speaking or not speaking looks like you're going to be silenced, not get to speak your opinion. She's a doctor, he's a doctor, but she's the one doing the doctor job in addition to the kids, in addition to the PTA runs and all that stuff. So it's not that they're bad people. No one wants to feel controlled or like they're limited or silenced or like they're settling. And that's what her marriage displays. So instead of spending so much time in the press, hire a marriage and family therapist, discuss some of those issues so that you can come back and eventually, people look past it. There's men on this cast who've cheated. There's husbands on this cast who've tried to divorce their wives. There's couples we've watched fall apart, get back together. This is the show where if you don't like how you're being portrayed, do the work. You can change that.
Well, it's not that for me, yeah, I agree with you. And I feel like for them, I think she likes this. I think that she likes the control. I really do. I don't know why, but it's, as I said, this recap after recap, Alicia is goofy to me. And she will continue to be goofy until she wakes up and learns how to be silent and move, is what I'm going to say. So moving on from there, they have this dinner. What was this thing? Because everyone had to wear silver. And it was really weird.
It's supposed to be their 10-year anniversary, basically, of doing these trips that have been filmed on
So
Mary.
wearing silver is some type of solidarity.
Wearing silver or platinum represents a 10-year milestone, I guess. I've never heard of that, but that's what they said. I also don't feel it's anything to celebrate when half of the original cast is gone. Her mom is a single mom. I believe she might be trying to break the cycle. Likely, but at what cost, child? At what cost?
That's exactly what she's doing. But at the same time, I just don't think she really thought that through all the way. Because I think when people try to break cycles, I think they don't understand the cycle that they're breaking. Because when you go into trying to break a cycle, a lot of them believe by doing the things outside of what the cycle was supposed to do, that's going to be internalizing and breaking it. But honestly, what's the story about her father? Because I now want to know that. If she comes back and I need her to expand on the family life. What was your father like? Was he in your life? Was he just as controlling as your husband? What was that like? I really want to know because to me, I felt like because she didn't know what she was running from to be with this man, she might have ran right into it. And that sometimes happens a lot too. When you don't know what you're running from, sometimes the very thing you're running from, you're going to run right into it because you don't have a clear conscience of what that actually is. So I wonder if that's what she's doing. That's my thought on that. So moving on from there, we then go into the dinner scene, and Simone pretty much gives her speech about how they all have conquered a milestone of 10 years. They welcome Sweet Tea to the group as Dr. Greg's wife, because he was there from the beginning of the circle. And Dr. G never really let go of the being friends with the men. It was just more so the women he didn't have relationships with outside of Phaedra. So, and Phaedra is new to the group, and she kind of has this moment to herself as well, where she felt like if she was part of this group, the ones that actually celebrate being married, that maybe she would have still been married. And I felt like, well, I guess I had to think about it, but she said that I was like, but he scammed and whatever.
Not just that. You left your marriage, I think, because of PR, reputation. I don't think the love was gone between Phaedra and Apollo. I just think the trust was impacted. She knew what it was. She known him for years, but I don't
since
think
they were teenagers, according to her.
Yeah, I don't think you can compare having a divorce because someone's going away to two people who are able to talk, especially when one of them's unemployed. Like, he had nothing but time. Y'all know Cecil don't work. I mean, I don't know.
She did, and that's what I was saying. Like, to me, when she said that, I was so puzzled at her saying that, because I was like, okay, you only been married once. I know you're not talking about Apollo, right? You're talking about Apollo. Okay, Phaedra. Y'all said Phaedra be full of shit sometimes, because that was really stupid of her to say. Like,
I think that Phaedra does come from a past family of church, and where marriage is valued probably a lot more than just regular folks. So I think she was trying to say she respects the fact that they're all married and stuff, and maybe just added the rest because you say she just lied. So I think she meant to pay like positive sentiments, but then the lie.
Phaedra lied, because Phaedra is still carrying on that her and Apollo know each other since they were teenagers. Mind you, Phaedra is 5 years older than Apollo. So what part of teenage? Were you 18 and he was 13? Is that what we're saying, Phaedra?
Phaedra thinks
like I need you to explain this teenage thing, since you want to go out and put that shit out there as if it was normal. Now, I ain't gonna lie, when I was 13, I did date an 18-year-old girl, when you lived in Union City off of, next to Mission San Jose Hills. Right. Yeah, you kind of was going to get with whoever was going to get with you. It was kind of one of them situations, because a lot of them had shit that you wanted. So, yes. So I can understand if that was their story. I can understand that. But I wish she would just say that versus making it seem like y'all was just a year apart, because that's how that's coming across. So.
Floaty Faye.
Yes, exactly. So then the question then poses to all of the people. How many people have said to their spouse, I want a divorce? And everybody pretty much raised their hands, except for Damon Heavily, of course. They wasn't going to raise their hands. But I noticed that Dr. Alicia raised her hand. I wasn't surprised by Toya and Eugene at all. I'm pretty sure that conversation has come up quite often in that household. I'm sure. Because there's more than one household that they've had to run to every year. So I'm sure at some point that had to stress. Yes. Well, what? I'm just being real. Like,
I love you for it. No, I love you for it. I appreciate it. But that's people who move that much. I can say from personal experience, there was a time when I was 18, my husband and I got an eviction, fresh at 18. And in California, you get evicted, you cannot rent anywhere unless someone gives you a chance or you pay a little money for 10 years. Moving, we moved a lot. And I tell you, it did impact our relationship. And now that we've been stable for years, now it's the best years ever. So Toya and Eugene, we know that you've almost divorced. I expected Eugene to raise his hand.
Absolutely.
I expect Toya to, though. But Eugene,
I expected them both, because I feel like on both sides, to me, absolutely, I could see that being something they've argued and fought over.
I'm laughing at the comment.
Me too.
My husband said the same thing. That nigga free. I was like, mind you, we recapped.
Yes.
Yeah. Which Apollo and his new wife were on. And this man, that nigga free. I said,
I said,
Bonus.
well, yeah, y'all crazy. But anywho, the Dr. Alicia surprised me. I said, not the dentist, misogynistic wife, not you, raising your hand for divorce. So she said that when she was pregnant with their baby, she said that she still had to pick up the slack. So she would be at her practice, then she had to run home, and he was expecting 3 day stews that took 3 days to make and stuff, and all of this. And she was really, really tired and felt like he didn't step up enough to help her. She felt like she was doing everything alone. And I said, huh, I see not much has changed. So what was the resolve? What did he say to persuade? Because let him tell
They
it.
told us. They told us when they explained it. I think that there is definitely something when he said it's expensive to get divorced in that confessional, and then she was talking about, and that's just a lot. I think the reason they stayed together is for finances, because I do think they're both really bad with money and them babies. I don't think there's any other reason they're together.
She ended up cooking anyways. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard their reasons in that confessional. Yes, I'm not saying I didn't hear that. What I'm saying is not much has changed.
Oh
And they
no.
didn't answer my question. My question was, what makes this different today than it was in 2017 when you were considering this? What has changed? Because to me, he still seems like the same. What you're describing is still here.
Mm.
So why not pull the plug again? Like, what? And that's the thing. And see, and this is what makes me feel like she's full of shit. It feels like it was something else. I don't believe it was. I mean, I could believe that was a part of it, but I think that there's something else that she's not saying, and she doesn't want to exploit him on national TV. I understand that, but
Mm.
there's something else here because if I'm going to pull the plug and divorce my spouse for this reason, and then I say, hey, baby, let's get back together because maybe we can fix this. And we're now 7 years later in the marriage, and you're still complaining about the things you were going to divorce. That does not make sense to me because that's 7 years. Mind you,
I
she
think
said
they're just
2017.
staying in it genuinely for money or something. They have to be like maybe they struggle more apart than they would together because there's
I don't
no
even
reason
know.
that you would accept that for so long. Nothing's
Right.
changed.
I mean, I'll go with that because that seems like that's sensible enough. So I'll agree with Mrs. Best on this one. But there's a part of my brain that is processing the other part of this is bullshit, and there's something else that you're not telling us, ma'am. There's something else. I don't know. I don't know what it could be, and I don't want to think it's cheating because I don't believe it's that.
Mm.
But
Don't nobody want them but them.
you know what, Naya? That's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe it was a bluff.
Could have been.
Maybe she was playing Texas Hold'em. Maybe she was. But the problem that I have with that now is because if you have to take that extreme and he still didn't even change after you did it, then it's even making her look more ridiculous and goofy.
James said, "No matter what, this bitch looks
Yeah, it
stupid."
makes her. It even makes because it's a good no. Because what Naya said was a good point. Women do this too. That's what I said. But if she did that thinking he was going to come on the other side of it, and then you on TV and he really didn't, then that makes it even worse. Like, yeah, Dr. Alicia just Dr. Goofy. That's what Dr. Goofy is what I'm calling her from now on. She will be known as just like the lead singer from 702 is always 702 to me. I don't know that lady's name.
Oh
People
my
tell me it
god,
all the time. If she ever comes
Mila,
back on
James, Mila.
if she ever come back on reality TV, she will be 702. I don't know that lady's name.
James,
So Alicia is gonna be Dr. Goofy until she rises up. So Dr.
until she
Goofy,
rises up.
you need to wise up at this point because this is starting to get really silly and ridiculous. Y'all, so moving on, they're back in Atlanta and they have this Met Gala theme network event that they're all putting together to strengthen each other's businesses. How it is supposed to go, from my understanding, is that each person that is putting together the foundation, it seems like it's all of the ladies, they're supposed to put their products on display while also contributing $1,000 each to pay for the event space and also food and miscellaneous, right? So we go to Simone and Cecil house, and we get Toya in there in the kitchen, and she says that she did not pay her money because she's supplying $1,400 worth of bottles of wine for the event.
You mean, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. Kendall Jackson provided the wine for the event. And if she had to pay Kendall Jackson, then she truly has what I have said from the very beginning, nothing but a goddamn coupon code. Because if you have stock in the company, if you have a contractual agreement to work with that company as a social media marketer or someone that's going to, you know, bring business to them, they will happily give you alcohol for free to go toward that because it's going to get their name out there. How do I know? I might just live like 10 minutes from the valley. It might be common here where I live. It might be a thing. I might have worked events that are literally being supplied alcohol for free for certain companies based on which digital creator, content creator, YouTuber, just popular person is going to be able to bring, you know, I've said this from the beginning. This is why Toya ain't found a damn job, but it's got to be hard having to make your W-2 and 1099s, go to different places and 1040Ks, you know. So maybe that's why, but I don't know. Toya, and then Eugene's dumbass following behind her with that calculator because, you know, he broke his hell and he the one who was going to pay for the wine. So
that pissed me off that he did that.
Yeah,
because
it made him look broke.
It made you know. It didn't. Not only that, it made you feel like you cannot think that she's right in this situation.
He never.
As somebody is educated, as somebody who's as educated and as smart as he comes off, you cannot make me believe that you really think that she is right in this situation. Anybody who has a business, no, well, let me put myself out there. I am an author. I have books out. Now, I have been presented the opportunity to do a book tour when my second book came out, Blue Ridge: A New Home. Now, when my second book came out and they gave me the criteria of what I needed in order to join the tour, because I was joining with 3 other authors who have books in the same genre as me, I had to pay for 7 cities $3,500 on top of me supplying at least 100 books per event space. It was 6 cities, y'all. 100 books. That is $10 per book. Do the math. On top of, they don't even cover my living expenses, so I had to pay for my own room and board. So.
And he ain't rich, y'all.
And I'm not rich by any means.
Everybody to understand this. He was excited for his dream, and the finances almost fucked him up mentally. So he is not.
No, it still does. No. That's still, when I tell y'all, I still cry about that to this day.
Right. It's
because
stressful.
One, I know that probably could have changed my life, but because I said the word probably, it either could have worked in my favor or against it. And the problem that I have with Toya is that you could tell that you are not business savvy, because anybody who does networking knows that if you are one of 7 women that are putting together the event, that you have to contribute on top of the product that you are selling. That is common sense across any board.
Yeah.
So for her to sit up there and do all of that, it was like, wow. I was so flabbergasted. So then we pan over to Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, and Phaedra, who are also talking about how Toya did not pay for her $1,000 for the contribution of the event space. So I had to give it to Phaedra. Phaedra says that, look, I donated more champagne than Toya did wine, and I paid the $1,000, but I'm a boss. That's what we do. So that didn't hurt me at all. And cut to, in real time, Phaedra actually paid for the entire thing. That just came out. She actually got an endorser to pay for the whole thing. So, once again, I was not mad at Heavenly per se because I understood why she did what she did. But at the same time, I would have been mad because what makes you exempt from paying from an exempt space when it's wine that
Yeah.
you supposedly this is your business venture, supposedly you're supposed to have a distribution deal where it's not going to cost you that much, right? So yeah, it was very, I didn't like it. I thought it was very selfish of her to do that. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, even though I thought Heavenly was wrong to some extent, um, I was mad at her. So we'll get into that in just a moment here. So it is the day of the event. Toya's getting ready, and she's gonna bring a little guest with her, and that guest is Miss Anila from the last season. Now, I was sleeping under a rock because I did not know these two had made up.
They did a while back.
They did?
Yeah. Yeah.
They okay, I did not know because I don't follow either one of them. So I don't know. But I was very shocked. And also, we now know that Anila has fallen out with Quad. Are we surprised by that?
No.
No, not at all. I thought it was fake of Anila. I really did. I thought that was fake of you because you was 10 toes down with her when it came to you accusing Toya of having some knowledge of who may have broken into your home. But that's neither here nor there because you're no longer on the show, so no one really cares. So, moving on from there, everybody has like a star, kind of like a Walk of Fame, the Hollywood Walk of Fame ish. I was laughing because it really said Dr. Phaedra.
I was dying.
I was laughing. I said, "Now come on, now Phaedra." She looked nice too.
Formality. It's a formality.
She looked nice, but what was going on with her face? Was I the only person that noticed her face looked odd?
I didn't notice anything.
Okay, y'all go back and watch the episode and then tell me when we do a recap next week, did y'all think Phaedra's face looked odd in that something was wrong? Either the wig was sliding, something was wrong there. Like y'all go back and look at that again. So everyone is getting together. People, Heavenly is still kind of in her feelings about Toya not paying for the wine, but has like this nice setup. So they told Toya to take her signs down since she didn't pay for the event space. Toya didn't do anything, and she put the things right back up and was just wondering why. She said, "People are drinking my wine and enjoying my wine," and it was like, see, and this is where she would have got served a small claims court suit for $1,000. This is when, see, but we know Phaedra not that way. Phaedra is just going to do it just for the cause because Phaedra has people to do this for her. So we ain't going to, but if I was them, there's no way you could pass by. I pay my $1,000 and you didn't pay nothing, but you got the biggest display of all. Not going to happen.
She wants to profit off of their names. And I think that's part of the reason why she continued to date somebody like Eugene, who in real time we know Toya would not have been interested in. Toya showing her character and all the reasons I have never liked Toya are coming out. It has nothing to be with her being a little bit ghetto or ratchet. I know people have said that. Listen, I'm a little bit ghetto and ratchet. I don't judge nobody for being that way. My issue with Toya is the lack of integrity and the lack of accountability that she has for herself. I don't like that. And it's really that simple. How dare you come to a professional event to highlight doctors and the good that they do? Black doctors, especially because it's an event in Atlanta, even though all were welcome, especially as a doctor's wife. And this is why I say she's ungrateful. How dare you try to do anything that's going to make a scene? I agree with Naya. That's incredibly childish. Very, very 16-year-old. If I ain't going to get my way, I'm going to be petty. At some point, Toya has to grow up. If you're going to donate the wine, donate the wine. If you want to be paid for the wine, then simply tell the group, I'm not okay with this. Because everybody else understood what they were supposed to do in regard to donating something, helping to pay for the event to be set up, as well as still contributing in other ways. Everybody else in the group understood. But for some reason, Toya didn't get it. Even Sweet Tea understood. So Toya can't say, I'm not a doctor. Sweet Tea understood. Everybody understood. Toya did not. So I'm just over Toya. bush
I
hair.
was too. Like I was over her a long time ago. I'm over her now. So then it comes up to giving a speech. Dr. Jackie takes the microphone first, and pretty much thanks everybody. And so when the mic runs over to Dr. Heavenly, she says, "I want to thank Jackie and Simone." And Toya yells out in the whole room, "That's Dr. Simone Heavenly." And it was like,
The mess that it is. I want everybody to pay attention to that though. Toya interrupted a speech given at a prominent event for doctors as someone who is not a doctor to correct
right.
Heavenly on speaking about somebody who is her friend.
Right. So then Heavenly rebuttals and said, "Well, you know what? Toya didn't even pay for her event space. She owed us $1,000 and she did not pay. So we told her to take her stuff down, which is not down and everything." And this gets Eugene fired up. He was so mad that I don't say he yanked Damon, but he grabbed Damon in a way where Damon was like, "Well, wait a minute, what you doing?"
Right.
And it was like, "Yeah, Eugene, what are you doing?" That was so ridiculous. As a grown man to see you get mad like that when your wife was the one who started this in the first place.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I was watching other recappers recap the show. People were all mad at Heavenly, and it was like, yeah, what she
People
did
are
was
going to be mad at who the known villain is. That is confirmation bias. That's every psychological theory that exists. People are mad at Heavenly, and I think, no shade, but I think a lot of recappers recap based on opinions that they see that are more popular. If we keeping it 100, Heavenly would not have said shit. It would have just given a kind speech had she not been rudely interrupted by a bitch with no coup and a coupon code. So it is what it is. I hate to see how anybody who agrees with Toya and felt like Heavenly was entirely wrong. I hate to see how y'all behave at events because the same shit happened to you when you giving a speech. I would feel disrespected. And that's why Toya did that, to be petty, because in her mind it's Heavenly's fault as to why she had to take her area down. She was looking for a reason to embarrass the 3 people who told her she couldn't have her stuff. And when she looked for that reason, Heavenly embarrassed her right back. Because why are you trying to make Heavenly out to look like she's disrespectful? And then if Simone did say shit, why are you? So yes, Heavenly didn't have to go as hard. I would have simply just said, Toya, you told us you were going to donate, but you didn't. So I'm going to ask you to politely be quiet like the rest of the crowd. She could have said that and kept it moving, but it's Heavenly. All right. And that witch laugh means something. I'm telling you, because she gave us a slight cackle. And then she went for the neck. Heavenly is not Michelle Obama, as Candy said. When you go low, she's going low right with you. And she might go lower. So it is what it is.
So Toya, at this point, and once again, I had forgotten Neela was even there, but they said that Quad just pulled up. And so Toya said, well, that's even more reason to leave. So as Quad was walking in, they zoomed right past her and walked out, and Quad didn't even notice that was them. And Quad sees Simone and says, hey. And then I don't know if Sweet Tea came to her or she went up to Sweet Tea. I don't remember how that exchanged, but they ended up hugging. And I said, ma'am, Sweet Tea.
Wait, what?
Sweet Tea. Because I feel like she walked up to Quad. I really do. I feel like that from the angle. Now it could have been Quad walked up to her. I don't know. I don't know how it happened. Quad's entrance was everything because she looked great. She did.
And they hated it.
Yeah, they hated it. So Quad, after hugging Sweet Tea, she said, "Where your husband? Where Dr. There we go. Dr. G, come on there and hug my neck." And I said, Quad. And when I tell you, Dr. G was Quad. She said, "Don't be like that. Come on, give me a." She said, "Sweet Tea, you might have hugged by your husband. You gotta ask him."
Bitch.
She said, "Can I hug you?" That's fine, Quad. That's fine. And I was like, breathe. We get she looking good. We get she look great.
But can you at least try to keep the drool?
Yeah, like right. Right, like it was like Okay, y'all could act like that's not what he was on, because there were some people that were saying like he felt uncomfortable because he don't fuck with her, and why would she come up with him and try to give him a hug and everything? It was like that was not what was happening here. She was being cordial. She has not seen him, and she's in the same space with him. His wife just ran up to her and hugged her. So why not extend the olive branch to the husband that she used to be married to and hug him as well? Y'all, I don't understand y'all. I just don't, some people on the recap Married to Medicine, y'all really have a bias against Quad, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I think Married to Medicine as a whole has, especially with recappers and the fans. That's why I say I feel the recappers may be just trying to align with the masses so they can get views and stuff. But you still gotta like be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Just because people don't like Quad and just because people don't like Heavenly doesn't mean that in every situation that Quad or Heavenly are wrong. It does not mean that. It does not mean that they're not allowed to speak up in situations. So I don't know. If we just look at it from how would you feel if it happened to you? Let's go back to kindergarten. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. I mean, it's that simple.
Well,
If I put
see,
myself,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead and put yourself in their
no, I was
shoes.
just saying if I put myself in Heavenly shoes, or if I put myself in Sweet Tea shoes, and how I would feel about certain things, I mean, shit, it would bother me. Sweet Tea, though, here's what I will say: she irritates me because you crying and hollering, throwing a whole fucking bitch fit just because these women mention Quad, but then whenever you're around her, it's just like, hi, Quad. Okay,
Let me give you a hug, and then it's
it's so
like, see,
weird.
because see, if I was Sweet Tea, Quad wouldn't have been able to find me in that party.
Precisely.
I'm just saying, she wouldn't have been able to find me at all. And I'm just saying, like y'all, and I know that's, and it's like, well, how would she have been? Because she wouldn't see me. I wouldn't see her. I wouldn't even have known she walked in until someone told me, oh, she was here. Oh, but good for her. God bless her. I hope she get home safe. That's exactly what I'm gonna say. Because the only way I'm dealing with my current ex is if they have children together. And I say children, meaning there gotta be more than one. If there's just one little baby, I'm not dealing with. You can deal with that. If it's a whole herd of them kids, then yes, we're gonna have to be one big collective family team. But that's the only way I am dealing with that. I don't care if we're on a TV show or not. We would have to sit 6 people down from each other. They tell me Quad is over. Quad? Oh, I didn't even see Quad. She way up there. I don't see you. So that's what I was saying. I don't see you. Now, I'm respectable. If you come up to me and say, hi, hello, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Please and thank you. Goodbye. Yes. That's all you need to do. So, yes. I was saying that earlier how people lack empathy these days. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Did anything else happen? Quad, I know Quad left the party because she said she had another event. Did anything else happen? Did I miss something?
I don't.
I don't think I did. I don't think I missed. I don't think I missed anything.
Toya leaving the event was funny, but you covered that. I also want to say I think Toya really left the event because she was embarrassed how Heavenly got in her ass.
I think that's part of the reason too.
Yeah.
I didn't like how Dr. Eugene snatched up Dr. Damon. I thought that was really childish and petty of him to do that. That was stupid.
Check your bitch and stop trying to check other people because he checked everybody but his female. And I think he's realized that people are tired of his wife. And yeah.
I would have moved like a tumbleweed.
She said,
yes, because Lucy.
She's been dreaming for years and years of cooking in Quad's kitchen. I tell you, waited her whole life to make spaghetti. I just cannot. I'm trying to be nice.
She when I tell you Sweet Tea way better than I ever could be because ain't no way in hell I would move to that lady's house.
Right.
Ain't no way in hell. You gonna have to sell this motherfucker. We got to get something else. I'm sorry, but you just got to do it because I don't care if it's paid off. I don't care. I'm not staying here.
Right. Why would you want to stay there?
I'm not gonna take no bath in no tub. She don't wash her ass in. I'm not gonna do that.
James. Oh my God. Not the tub. Oh.
Like I tell you, ain't about bleach. I know. I got to go. Like, we got to get something else.
Oh, I
Like,
just noticed. You know she's right. I just noticed there's someone new in the chat. Her and her mole. Oh Lord, people really be getting that Sweet Tea's mole and her. They say she has a lot of gums when she smiles, and I feel like when I smile, I have a lot of gums, but maybe not as much as Sweet Tea. But I do think she's a fan of quads. So
I
shout
think
out.
she is too. I think because, as you said, every moment that Quad has been in her presence, there
She's
has
like
been,
starstruck.
yeah, there's like some sensibility that she has to owe her an obligated hug out of somewhere. It
Right.
is it very much so fan behavior. You know, she's right. Absolutely, it is very much fan behavior
Yeah.
because there's no, because I feel like if I remember in the scene, I think she did go up to Quad to give her a hug. I
Mhm.
really do. And then if that's the case, like I said, if I was Sweet Tea, Quad wouldn't have been able to find me. She wouldn't even have saw me.
Right. I'd be dodging
No,
her
I
with
wouldn't even have to dodge. She wouldn't have found me. I guarantee you. She would have saw everybody. She would have saw all 93 people and would be missing 94 and 95. There is no way she'd have saw me.
damn.
I know how to be invisible. So yes, I know that trick. So yes, that's just me. But I don't think anything else happened that was worth touching on, y'all. Toya really disappointed me this episode because I thought she was better than that. So I hate that I was wrong. I do. And
She hasn't grown. That's what this episode showed me. Toya would rather run away than be accountable in any way. And was this the season finale?
yes.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's a terrible way to end the season. IT Sweet Tea is pretty. She was too eager to get on the show in a weird way. No. Yeah. No, I totally get
No,
that.
this was definitely plotted. This, like, I'm sorry, I don't care what she tells the world. I don't believe when you specifically slid into the man's DMs talking about I got a baby emoji and all this kind of stuff. When you know that's what he's been saying from season 1 to 4 or 5, whenever he got off the show. I'm sorry. There's no way you would have known that otherwise. Unless the ladies from the support group or the whatever that shit was that y'all all did on Facebook, the date older men thing, unless they all told you just what this man
That
was
date
doing.
older men thing. He called it the thing.
Whatever that shit is, it's a that's what it was. It was a date older man, sugar baby, some shit. It's weird that they have that. That's weird to me that women would rally around and create a support group for women who date older men. That is ridiculous to me.
You'd be surprised, James.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, James.
She pulled a successful coup. Oh Lord.
I mean, it essentially was a coup. That's
I mean, yeah, it was, but at the same time, I just can't wrap my mind around it, y'all. I just cannot. I just cannot. It just, to me, I have never been a fan of somebody where I would literally put myself to date their old spouse, marry the person, live up in her house, and like it's a hell. It's a wonder if she drive the same car. Hell, I'm just saying. Like, I just could not do that. I just could not put myself in that realm. I need separate life because, to me, I don't know if they'll ever show this, but to me, there's going to be, I feel like, a compare and contrast situation with him. I do. I feel like he's going to compare to Quad at some point.
he already is. And I think that I think I said this last recap. I feel Sweet Tea has literally put herself in a situation where she can't be compared to Quad. It's obviously the storyline of half of the fucking season. Everybody's compared Sweet Tea to Quad, but it is what it is. She promised marriage, kids, and youth, and look what Dr. G got out of it. Damn. So I don't know. I feel like shit went straight
Yeah,
for
we'll
the
see. We'll see. But yeah, but if you guys have not checked my updates, number 5, I did cover the reunion looks for Married to Medicine. We gave our best. We gave our worst. Now that I've seen the promo, my mind has changed on my best dressed. No, my worst dress. No, my best dress, I still kept the same. There's Phaedra. My worst dress may change, y'all, because I was looking at Simone a little bit more, and I was looking at Quad a little bit more. And I think we may have to just look at that a little bit further. But that was it, y'all. That was Married to Medicine season 10, episode 14. Next week will be the reunion. We will have this on my channel once again. The next time we'll be back on my channel will be this Sunday. I will be covering Bold and Bougie. Tomorrow we will be on Mrs. Best channel to cover Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta and Miami. You guys are not going to want to miss this. And on Thursday, we'll be on Mrs. Best channel to do Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the reunion part 1. We are extremely excited about it.
And the Wendy Williams. We're going to give our opinion.
Oh, yes, Wendy Williams. I still have to catch up on it. I literally...
A mess.
I feel like this is going to make me cry.
You will. If you have a heart or an empath, you will. I did. I teared up a little bit, and it takes a lot for me to cry, but I teared up. It's kind of sad, but I think it's important. I'm not going to recap everything for ethical reasons, but I think it's important to at least give the opinion because Lifetime needs that. I'm finna chew their ass out.
Oh, y'all not going to miss that because when she says she's finna shoot somebody out, she's finna go the fuck off. And I cannot wait. I must stay. I'll be like, ooh, yes, get him, girl, get him. But that was it, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Make sure y'all join us always. Leave your comments in there. I do try to respond to everybody. I'm busy, y'all, so it's hard. But furthermore, we've enjoyed you guys. We will see you guys again. Mrs. Best channel tomorrow. Do not be late. We are here 7 Eastern Standard Time, 3 Pacific, 4 Pacific. 4 Pacific. So yes. The time change between she and I is ridiculous. But see you guys later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.